Good morning, friends. Today in this lecture we are going to see different hardware components used in embedded system. Very first thing which is required and necessary, without power supply we cannot operate any kind of embedded system. So power supply is the major source or major part of embedded system. The power supply is an essential part of any embedded system circuits. An embedded system may need a supply of 5 volts, or if it is a low power then maybe 3.3 or 1.8 volt. The supply may be provided with the help of battery, or we can use wall adapter. It will depend on the application need. This sentence is telling about the power source required to operate an embedded system. The power supply may be of 5 volt, or if it is less than 5 volt it may be 3.3 volt, or it may be 1.8 volt also. It is as per the requirement, or as per the circuit, or as per the application need. Okay, some important factors about the power supply. The power supply should be stable and smooth one. Proper output current drive the load, right? Because of the power supply, the circuit shows the perfect power efficiency, and these are the some characteristics or the properties which are associated with the power supply. Next hardware which is required in embedded system, that is processor. A processor is a main brain inside any embedded system. Processor is a major factor that affects the performance of the system. There are different processors available in the market. An embedded system may use a microprocessor or microcontroller to operate all the things. The criteria while selecting the processor is the speed of the processor, the unit price of the processor, packaging, the different peripheral sets, timer, the operating voltage, number of input output pins, amount of RAM and ROM. These are some important factors which makes affects on while selecting the processor. Next hardware part required in embedded system, it is a memory. A memory playing the role in any kind of embedded system. A RAM, it means random access memory. ROM, read-only memory. Then EEPROM, that is electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. These are some different kinds of memory systems used in embedded system. RAM is a volatile memory. It means if the power supply turns off, whatever written on a memory that get erased. And after the power supply, when we get it on, whatever new commands we provide to the system, it stores it. And it is totally opposite to the ROM. It stores everything, right? EEPROM is electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. Means directly through electrical charge kind of concept, we directly erase all the things which is written on the memory. Then next part, that is timers and counters. If we ask the 3 questions to timers and counters, we get all the information about timers and counters hardware used in embedded system. The first question, what are timer and counter? Timer is the circuit or hardware used to count, sorry, we cannot use the word count. It is used to measure the time. And counter is the circuit used in embedded system to count the time. Right? Then why we use timer and counter? The answer for this question is we use timer to set the time, right? And we use the counter to count the time. What are the difference between timers and counters? Whatever 2 points we have discussed against the 2 questions raised in our explanation is the complete answer to this third question. The next part is communication port. This is the hardware which is essential to transmit the data from one part to another part. of embedded system, or one location to another location of that particular embedded system. UART, CAN, that is CAM, then SPI, I2C, USB, Ethernet, RS-232, RS-423, RS-485. These are the different ports through which we transfer the data from one part of the embedded system to another part of embedded system. Each part having its own importance and its own kind of structure that we will see in our unit number 3, I/O communication, input-output communication, which is totally dedicated to these ports. Right. Then input and output hardware. Input and output hardware may contain different kinds of sensors. For example, IR sensor. Over here, in IR sensor, the transmitter plays the role of input. Right? Because through this IR sensor, transmitter sends the signal to the embedded system circuit, and by processing it, it sends the output signal to the further process. Means transmitter IR signal is the input hardware, and receiver IR sensor is output hardware used in embedded system. Then software components, assembler, emulator, debugger, compiler. These are the commonly used in general purpose operating system softwares. Are the same thing over here we implement on embedded system, right? Emulator, debugger, compiler, and assembler. This is what the small information about considering the lecture number 3, which is based on the hardware component and devices used in embedded system. I am going to repeat again, and over here we are concluding our lecture. The power supply is the main hardware required. To consider the power supply, we have to first see what kind of application we are using. According to that, we have to set the power supply of 5 volt, 3.3 volt, and 1.8 volt. It is totally depends on the specific embedded system applications. Then the next, memory is in embedded system. There are different types of memory. Random access memory, that is RAM, it is volatile. Then read-only memory, it is non-volatile. Then EEPROM, that is electrically erasable, programmable read-only memory. These are the different types of memory are used in embedded system. Then communication ports. There are lots of communication ports to use for the transmission of data from one location to another location in embedded system. For example, UART, CAN, then SPI, then RS-232, RS-485, USB, Universal Serial Bus. Right? These are some examples of the communication ports. Then input and output devices. For example, IR sensor is one kind of input hardware, or sometimes that IR sensor is used as output hardware in embedded system. Then some application specific circuits as hardware used in embedded system, and software parts or devices used in embedded system are emulator, assembler, compiler, editor. This is about hardware parts used in embedded system. Okay, thank you.